Welcome to another edition of our tag management tips. Today I want to discuss the interesting and intricate relationship around tag management and the conflicting priorities between development as well as the marketing departments. Hopefully with this, both sides can learn a little bit about the other and we can improve relationships within the office. So the big reason why this is now an issue in many organizations has become up because of the evolution of the tag management process over the past 4 or 5 years. So originally, tags as all code were solely the domain of the development team. Any sort of new platform, any sort of new technology had to go through development, standard sprints. It was written into the actual source code, very rigorous and pretty long process in order for anything new to be implemented or anything that was implemented changed. With the advent and the proliferation of things such as tag management systems, a lot of that control has now shifted to those that are requesting the implementation of different tags and different platforms, which by and large is your marketing department. And in many cases analytics as well, which oftentimes is a part of that overall marketing department. So how tags are managed is changing, but we have two different teams that look at tags and at code in a vastly different context. And I want to go through a little bit and try to help understanding for both sides. The biggest differences in between when we're looking at a tag, because at its root, it is a snippet of JavaScript that is going to be loaded on your web page. So what is seen? When it comes to a tag or a new platform, and let's just use analytics, say Google Analytics as an example. When that's Google Analytics code and all the different event snippets and everything that is necessary to be implemented is handed over to development, that's what they see, code. They think about how efficient is this? How can I most efficiently set this up on the website? How can I get it to work within the confines and within the ecosystem that I'm currently dealing with? On the marketing, on the analytics side, what they're seeing is that end result. So the interface, the reporting, what can be done with this platform as a result of the tags. The tags are almost an afterthought, and many times this is also the fault of your platform account manager or the vendor. Because the implementation phase comes at the end. Oh, implementation's super easy. We'll get it up and running. Give this to your development team, and we'll be running in no time. So the different frameworks for how we're looking at these platforms and looking at tags in general is a big root of the problem. Now, stemming from that and stemming from some of those expectations that are set, the schedule becomes a big deal. So every single media team, marketing team, advertising team that I've ever worked with for implementation of tags, when they hand something over, they want it to be done right now. Top priority, it's got to get done, sometimes today. It might be Friday at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. They have a campaign set to begin running on Facebook on Saturday morning, and they need this tracking set up for a particular landing page or for a confirmation page by the time that campaign kicks off. In many senses, in many ways, development doesn't necessarily work like that. They're typically working on scheduled sprints or scheduled pieces of work that need to be done, and tag implementations would be included within those sprints. So something that needs done today or something that is going to be worked on today was introduced and was planned 2 weeks ago. So that conflicting of schedules in many times will also lead to some of those different issues between the two teams. Finally, in terms of objectives. So what is the root objective of your development department? It's primarily performance. If their job is working on a website, their job is to keep it up and running, keep it running well, keep it running fast, and make sure that the users that are visiting that website are always able to access what it is that they're wanting to and what it is that they're needing to. It just needs to be up, and it needs to be up and running, working well. On the marketing side of things, their objectives are more around those business outcomes. So driving more users, getting more conversions. And in order to be able to do that, they're relying on a lot of these different marketing technologies that are being placed on the site and are needing the implementation of tags. So what their objectives is just for this stuff to work. They need to get data captured, they need their reports to be complete, they need to have trust and faith in the reports and the data that they're seeing within those. And then they also need whatever those platforms are, whatever their function is. Maybe it's a remarketing platform. They need that thing to be firing every single time a user hits a particular product page so that that tag can place a cookie for that user and they can be targeted again later on within their internet journey. So they need this stuff to work, whereas development needs the site to work. They're not necessarily concerned with the marketing platform if it's potentially going to cause a risk to the website as a whole. So these different factors and these different perspectives for how the two different teams are looking at tags cause a lot of that rub. So how do we fix it? One, understand. If I'm on the marketing team, understand that yes, development, if they're the ones that are managing that tag implementation, I need to have a heads up that, hey, this contract or this new platform is about to be finalized. It's going to take some implementation work. Let's go ahead and get it in the queue. At the same time, if I'm on the development team and I'm thinking about, well, yes, performance of the website, it's got to work well. But at the same time, this platform also needs to work and also needs to work well. So in the confines of what I'm able to do to not take a performance hit on the website, how can I best implement this in a timely fashion in order to be able to collect all the data and have it function in the way in which it deserves? If each of these teams can begin seeing all of these different aspects in a similar light and through the same lens, it's going to help a lot of those relationships, and it's also going to help make our tag management process run that much smoother and be that much more effective moving forward.